Okay. Hi, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me. This is Professor Calhoun. Welcome to the first episode of Historian Reacts, right? So, like I mentioned to y'all in class, we're going to be basically going through Assassin's Creed 3. This is going to be the remaster. I have not played the remaster. I did play Assassin's Creed 3 when it first came out when I was like in, high school, I think. Middle school, high school. It's been a while. So this will be really the first time I'm revisiting it since I played it then, so since getting my, history degrees and all that stuff. So I'm very excited for this. Just before we jump in, just a heads up that, I think this is going to be really generative. Again, I'm an American historian that focused mostly on the 19th century U.S., so I'm not exactly a colonial era historian. That said, I have delved into it, and I know obviously more than the average bear. It was one of my fields in graduate school. So again, I think I'll be able to offer some insights. But there's going to be stuff that, I'm not going to be able to comment on, and I'll be sure to let y'all know if I'm like, oh, I'm not sure if that's true or not, or anything like that. But with that, let's go ahead and jump into things. So when I left off, I actually opened this up already at one point. See if I can get the controller hooked up here. I already kind of went through the Animus portion, like at the beginning, the prologue. I'm going to be doing my best to skip all that stuff because I think it's incredibly tedious. I actually heard that the new Assassin's Creed 4 remake, Black Flag, they're actually cutting out all of the Animus stuff, which is pretty cool. So we're going to begin with Haytham, who's our first protagonist in this. That's Desmond. For those of you who haven't played, the whole idea is that you're reliving the memories of an ancestor. So technically you're playing as Desmond, reliving the lives of his ancestors, including this guy Haytham, who is a basically British member of some secret organization that we'll find out here in a bit. But yeah, so it's a little complicated, but long story short, Haytham has been sent to basically go to the colonies on behalf of his organization. So he's basically on a ship from Britain to the British colonies in colonial America. So basically we are starting this off. This should be, I believe, 1754. So for those of you who remember our classes, this is the beginning, or around the beginning, of the French and Indian War, also called the 7 Years' War. It's called the French and Indian War not because it is against just the French and quote-unquote Indians, or Native Americans rather, but also because both sides, the British and the French, had Native American allies. And then also it's called the 7 Years' War because it lasts approximately 7 years. It actually begins in the colonies before it really spreads across the globe. But it's mainly between Britain and France. Spain gets involved later on, but we're not going to talk too much about that.
All will be well.
Okay.
Are you sure about that? Of course. Have I ever led you astray?
Nah. Though you don't sit right with the others.
Have faith, my friend. You'll see.
Well. Seems our esteemed guest has deigned to grace us with his presence. You might want to head back to your quarters. Top deck's no place for tender parnells.
So I thought. And yet here you are.
Fancy yourself a joker, eh?
Okay, this would never happen.
That's enough, Graves.
Any kind of British Navy, including merchant vessels, would be, oh, I need to fight. To speak to a passenger, especially one who is clearly a noble, or at least is an aristocrat of some kind or has a great wealth, they would likely be, oh, how do I do this? Okay, pairing. Oh, do I need to hold it? Okay. Sorry, I'm having to relearn all this stuff. Okay, oh, I have to hold it. I see. Okay. Yeah, you could. So unlike in the army, in which there is like corporal punishment if you disobey, even on the Navy, there is definitely like an even greater emphasis on quote unquote discipline, because you have to know what you're doing, and as a result, for someone like this to be like they would not be fighting a passenger even if the passenger had provoked them, because likely even if you win this fight, if you're the guy in blue here, you're almost certainly going to be punished, perhaps even executed for this. So this is a little bit different. All right, it's saying press attack. The problem here, guys, is that I have a controller that doesn't always match up with the exact I have X on this third-party controller, and it doesn't match up with what X is here. So, a little bit of a learning curve.
Please, fellas, call this off. If the captain sees us...
Also, this is the remastered version? Oh boy. That's mean to say, but maybe it's my PC. I don't know. But this doesn't look too remastered to me. This about looks like what I saw in 12 years ago, 15 years ago.
But you should be.
Now it is true that British and French sailors would have fought a lot like on below decks, but fighting generally like on the top of decks like this would have been, you would have been flogged, aka whipped for this. So this is, yes, okay, this is wild. Yeah, this would not be happening. I mean, unless this guy just has a death wish, that could be possible. But then I don't know why the other people aren't intervening, because they're also going to get in trouble if one of their passengers dies.
Captain, explain yourself at once, Mr. Kenway. He's thought we were simply passing the time with a bit of sport, Captain. How about you pass the time by doing your goddamn jobs instead? I wasn't aware I was paying you to loll about.
This is actually a really lax captain, even for a merchant ship, if that's what this is, or a passenger ship. Like, wow.
Oh, I nearly forgot. There's your knife back.
I do like the voice actor who voices Hatham. He does a very good job. I'll have to look up who that is. He does a very good schmarmy kind of British accent.
You, Mr. Kenway. I've had nothing but trouble since you came aboard.
Your problems have nothing to do with me.
I beg your pardon?
You're a poor leader, ill-tempered and cruel, and it's clear your crew has no respect for you.
Cruel? That's...
Look, I don't want to argue. In fact, I need a favor.
Oh, this is rich.
I suspect some of the men intend to mutiny.
Really? What a surprise.
As I cannot trust any of them, I am compelled to turn to you.
And why should I help you?
Because if they do intend to betray, I'm the only hope you have of reaching America alive. Well, what will it be?
If what you say is true, what other choice do I have?
Thank you.
But let me be clear. Should you ever dare to insult or threaten me again, I'll not hesitate but to cut off your head myself. Are we understood? Excellent.
So mutinies were threats on a lot of these vessels, whether they were merchant ships, navy ships, etc. I mean, not as much on merchant ships too much, I would imagine. Again, it depends on... And I think this is like a passenger ship, right? I don't think this is... I don't remember the little caption there, but it doesn't seem to be like a British Royal Navy ship by any stretch of the imagination. So mutinies were probably not as common there. But they were a threat. They could happen, especially if the crew grew disgruntled.
Captain?
Whatever they're up to, I believe it's coming to a head.
I'd best get to work.
I mean, the weird thing is, normally mutinies are predicated by, like, starvation. Like, I mean, we haven't seen the captain we were told is cruel. We haven't really seen him be cruel other than just, like, he's gruff. He hasn't, like, brutally punished any of his crew. And, like, even a non-cruel captain would have probably executed for someone for what was going on the ship up there. Or at least, like, really publicly punished someone. Again, I'm not saying that's good. I'm just saying that that's probably what would have happened, so... Okay, investigate the crew. Let's see what I can do here. All right, what do I press to interact? Is it this? Play a game. Okay. Oh, no, it's a mini game. Okay. It's believed to Madagascar. Fanorona is believed to have originated in Madagascar. It is played by a 9-row by 5-column board of intersecting lines. Each player places 22 black or white pieces on the board. Then try to... Oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. Do you want to play first? No. Do I have to do this? This was like really in the era where like everybody wanted mini games and everything. And can I exit? Can I leave here? I never understood this. Like, I'm already playing a game. I don't want to be playing a board game. I'd rather be playing the assassin, revolutionary era game. Okay, here we go. Here's where I need to go.
You there. I have some questions for you.
That's nice, but I ain't got time to gossip. Probably wouldn't have anything useful to share anyway. You want information? Try the cook or the doctor. Everyone's always chatting them up.
Okay, I go this way. Here. Can I run? Yes. Having to relearn all the controls. Okay, let's see here.
Doctor, if you have a moment.
Have you?
Oh, boy, that's a doctor, all right.
Nothing like that. I was wondering if you'd heard any rumblings of trouble aboard.
What sort of trouble?
Unusual complaints or grievances? Men taking issue with the captain
You
or the
sound
passengers?
just like James. Like I told him, I've been much too busy with my research to notice anything not work-related.
And where might I find James?
The galley's your best bet. Now, if you'll excuse me.
So from what I remember, surgeons actually, and any kind of doctors, held real, like, physicians, important roles on ships. Disease was rampant constantly, oftentimes malnutrition. On relatively short trips, like across the Atlantic, you wouldn't have to worry too much about scurvy, because by this point, I believe they had realized that, like, having lemons to suck on and other things could keep it at bay. But on really long journeys, definitely scurvy could be a problem. But also just, like, infectious disease, a lot of times people are eating hardtack, which is basically like a really, really hard, like, like unleavened, like, bread. It's basically just like dry, desiccated bread that you have to dip into water to be able to eat, which they would sometimes do seawater, which is actually to, like, salt it, essentially, so salty, dry bread.
Are you James?
Terrible. That's their nutrition. So
Hatham Kenway. Pleased to meet you.
I know who you are.
I was hoping you could answer some questions.
I figured as much, but not here. Follow me. So what do you want to know?
Have you seen or heard anything out of the ordinary since we left port? Anything that gives cause for concern?
Some of the men have been gathering at night on the upper deck. I've only caught bits of their conversations, so I couldn't say for certain what they're up to. But I suspect it bodes ill.
Is it a mutiny they're planning?
it's very,
All I
very
know is
direct.
they've
Wow.
little love for the captain. Mills has been trying to talk him down, but there's only so much one man can do.
Thank you for the information.
I only wish to see us reach the colonies alive.
Okay, look for clues at the stern.
Evening, sir.
How are things?
Calm and quiet. Just the way I like it. What brings you topside?
Thought I'd wander a bit. Stretch my legs. That's all.
Take care where you tread. The deck hides all manner of danger in the dark.
So,
What was that? Someone's throwing cargo overboard. But why?
So, I mean, clearly there's a different dynamic between Hatham and the captain here. But generally speaking, if you were on a passenger ship to the colonies, your time above deck would be heavily restricted. You wouldn't just have free reign of the deck. Like, you couldn't just go for a stroll, or you were very heavily discouraged from doing so. Because, again, there could be, like, you could be in the way. Especially, you could also find, like, it was more for protection of the passengers too. Sometimes, like, there would be altercations, and maybe perhaps like we saw earlier between the crew and, like, a passenger. Although most of the times, if that happened, the crew would be severely punished. But again, it could happen. A lot of the people who are sailors are desperate. Many are impressed into service, meaning they got drunk in a London tavern one day and then woke up on a ship and realized that they had signed up for 2 years at sea or something along those lines. So these are not always, like, folks who are, let's say, the most reputable, and a lot of times they're desperate. They're impoverished, and so, yeah, it can be a bit chaos. So again, passengers were generally confined to their quarters, except for particular points when they were like allowed to walk around or such like that, generally for their own safety. Not always the case, obviously, but like, oh wait, no, that's not what I'm supposed to do. No, don't make me do this. Okay. Interact.
I got nothing to say to you.
Okay. So that's a person, maybe? Oh boy. I feel like I'm in that position where I'm always watching a Let's Play and I'm like, oh, it's right over there. Why can't the person notice it? But I'm actually very confused on where to go here. Investigate the noise on the lower deck. Okay. That's something I heard. Oh, here we go. Here he is.
Quite the basting you gave Graves and Quill.
Wasn't by choice.
Aye. Blockheads, the both of them. Where are my manners? Louis Mills. Pleased to meet you.
Hatham Kenway. So, should I be watching my back?
I think the boys learned their lesson. They're normally not so nasty. Honest, it's just the past few crossings have been a bit rough.
Oh?
Captain's trying to cut costs, reduce rations, lower wages, more dangerous cargo. It's put the crew on edge.
Is there cause for concern, then?
Not if I can help it. But the captain needs to think about the way he treats his men.
I mean, there are definitely cruel captains. This, like, you know, notoriously being on like a either Navy ship or merchant ship, like just traveling across the Atlantic is brutal, brutal work. It's one of the worst jobs in human history, really. So this kind of disgruntled kind of approach, it's very commonplace. Again, we haven't really seen the captain do these things. We were being told a lot of this, so maybe that's a problem with like the narrative, I guess. But like, yeah, it's Oh yeah, we have our magic vision here, eagle vision, to tell us where to go. Analyze clue. Let's see.
Curious. Most curious.
I think he's really channeling Jason Isaacs from The Patriot, that like the British kind of schmarmy, like, superiority thing. It's very fun. I wonder if I don't remember this at all. I wonder if the barrels were like to alert someone, like another ship, like a pirate ship.
Drop the painted barrels from another. I'm going to need to recruit an extra pair of eyes. Maybe James or Mills.
Why are they doing this?
Near as I can tell, the barrels serve as markers. They're leaving a trail.
Oh, yeah, okay.
My fear is it's only a matter of time before whoever's following it...
Ship sighted aft! She's making ready to fire!
Beat to quarters, men!
This seems like a bad plan for you to like alert someone your location so that they can fire on your ship. I mean, there's no guarantee you survive, right? So okay, all right, there we go. They thought of it. I'm being too critical.
Man the cannons! Make ready to fight! I want you below decks.
Why? Let me help you secure the ship.
Do you know how to rig a sail?
So this is what we were talking about, yeah.
War at sea. I didn't think so. Now return to your cabin, or do I need to have you escorted?
So passengers, generally speaking, were supposed to stay below deck until they were like allowed to come up at particular points in time. So this is actually true. This is good.
Hatham.
Have you been topside? A ship's appeared and means to board us. It's strange. There's no sign of mutiny aboard. Doesn't make sense.
Ah, but it does.
What do you mean?
Did you think you could escape from London so easily after what you did at the opera?
Oh yeah.
That we
Oh,
wouldn't notice?
so
That we wouldn't follow?
it starts off with Hatham killing someone at the opera. I skipped that point because there's a lot of
that's what
animus
this is
stuff
about.
in between. So
Surrender, and I will see that you are treated with honor.
If you wish to treat me with honor, give me a sword.
Are you sure this is how you want to play it?
all right, sword battle. Let's go. A duel. Let's see how I do here. The combat in this game is fairly straightforward, I think. If you just have to counter and... Oh, wow, okay. So countering doesn't seem to work. Okay, but I can disarm him. That's good. Can I lock on? Alright, let's see if I can time this right. Okay, so I can't just counter, but I can disarm. Taking a lot of sword swipes here. Wow.
I told you to stay below decks.
I did as you asked. Only Mills was there waiting for me. He's the one that drew that ship here. There was no mutiny, only him.
What do they want?
Me.
Then they can have you.
Is that so?
They'll catch us anyway. There's nothing to be done.
I can think of something.
You wish us to sail into the storm.
It's our only chance.
I won't do it.
Then I will.
All right, all right.
I mean, I feel like I don't need to say this part. Sailing through a storm is dangerous, right? Ships wrecked all the time. It was a very common occurrence. I have no idea how dangerous these storms were. That's an interesting question. Like, I wonder how often these types of vessels sailed through these storms, or when they kind of pulled sail and just tried to like weather it. Let's see what we can do here. It's also interesting that Hatham knows how to do this. Like, it takes years of studying to actually know how to like run a ship, even for like sailors, and especially for officers. So officers in the British Army, if they were like part of the army and not the Navy, you could purchase commissions. Like, you could buy your way, if you're an aristocrat, into being a lieutenant or a colonel or something along those lines. You couldn't really do that in the Navy. For the Navy, you had to be given as like a midshipman in like when you were like 13 sometimes. So like when you're like barely a teenager, you become an officer, and you're trained on how to like run a ship. And so a lot of times captains who are in there like, 40s, 50s, they've been on these ships for decades. This is their entire life. They know it backwards and forwards. It's a very complicated thing to run these ships. And they're very effective. They're very fast too. For the longest time, certain clipper ships held the record for crossing the Atlantic, even after coal-powered vessels. So they're really, really effective, but they're incredibly complicated. Okay, time to do some climbing. I think I messed up here. I'm missing it. In Black Flag, they have that thing where you can like just kick it, and it like pulley system like takes you to the top, which is very fun. Oh gosh. Oop, oh. Oh, I forgot the camera being so kind of janky in these games. That's a cool perspective. Uh-oh.
Hurry! I can't hold on much longer.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, looks like it's sinking. All right. Atlantic Ocean, day 72. So these journeys took several months generally, but 72, they should be coming up on the colonies here fairly soon. That looks to be the kind of like hardtack wafers that I was talking about. Oftentimes they would rot too by the time you get later on the journey, especially if they got wet. Because again, they're like dehydrated, right? And so so that they last. But if they get wet at all, first you have to wet them to eat them. But if they get wet before that, they can rot, or if it gets too humid. There are also rats all over these ships.
Make ready for our arrival, men.
Arrival? I see no land, only this interminable fog.
The gulls tell us all we need to know. Climb into the crow's nest and you'll see.
Oh, yeah. There are gulls. There's a shoreline, right? Let's get a good view. Here we go. Okay. All right. Let's see the colonies. The title. All right. I think that's supposed to be Boston. Yeah, this is the weird that you have that, and then it'll be like new email received in your Animus, and I'm like, what? Yeah. Kind of breaks the immersion for me a lot. But okay, Boston, yeah, 1754. Again, right around the start of the 7 Years' Wars, I bet. I wonder if it started already, or if we're...
Master Kenway! Master Kenway!
Yes, may I help you?
Charles Lee, sir. A pleasure to make your
acquaintance.
acquaintance.
Okay.
I've been asked to introduce you to the city, help you settle in. Oh, no need, sir. I've arranged for your bags to be delivered to the inn.
Are you by any chance John and Isabella's son?
One and the same.
Your commission is with Edward Braddock, is it not?
Oh, Braddock. Okay, Braddock's the commander of the British forces, or general for British forces in the 7 Years' War.
I thought.
Yes? Out with it.
Forgive me, sir. I had hoped that I might study under you. If I am to serve the order, I can imagine no better mentor than yourself.
Kind of you to say, but I think you overestimate me.
Impossible, sir. This way.
Please! Someone stop him!
Oh, am I supposed to do that? Or... No, I guess just walk. This is an interesting portrayal of Boston. I mean, it seems to be fairly accurate.
Boston's quite a lively city.
As far as I know.
All manner of things to see and do.
Boston, by this point in time, has a population probably of around, probably around 30, 40,000. Most of the cities in the New World are around that size. Boston, Philadelphia, Charleston. Like 25,000 to 40,000, if I remember right. Okay. So now I need to find the general store. We can walk around here a little bit. Let's see what's... Okay, a lot of dogs. Oh. Am I able to pet them? Nope. That's a point against this game. If you can't pet a dog, why have a dog in it? They also seem to be all the same dog. Okay. So these are interesting. These are muskets for sale. But they also have bayonets attached to them. And that's a little odd, actually. Normally, if they're muskets for private sale, these would be for hunting predominantly. Bayonets were generally used, in warfare. They were actually common. They did get implemented around this time, particularly in the Revolutionary War. I actually don't know how commonplace they were in the French and Indian War. But yeah, it's odd that they're selling them here. Those also look almost like rifles, not just muskets. But, okay, getting distracted. Let's see, marketplace. Let's see. So it used to be in these games, you would find historic locations. Oh, wait. Did it just say Benjamin Franklin? It said Benjamin Franklin something. So Benjamin Franklin's definitely in operation at the time. But anyway, I was saying they used to... Okay, they still do it. Okay. So when you see a historic location in these games... would give you a little like summary. These summaries are interesting, but a lot of times they will like blend in their own fake history about the assassins and their order with the real history, which can be very confusing actually. Like I remember in Assassin's Creed 2 they would have the Borgias, but like it was their history of the Borgias, right? Not actually the history of Rodrigo Borgia. So it can be a little confusing. But let's see. Old State House built or housed the Massachusetts government from 1713 to 1798. So this will be the seat of the British Royal Governor. Interesting. The government moved out of the building to a bigger space in 1798, and the old building was turned over to merchants, including a wine cellar and a wig maker, making it the colonial equivalent of a shopping mall, though one that mainly dealt in wine wigs. That's funny. Again, wigs were very commonplace. They were seen to be a mark of, first off, you were required to wear them if you were doing any kind of courtly proceeding, if you were an advocate or a judge or jury, so very common. They were also just commonplace in terms of fashion. Obviously not for the commoners, but they would be also used by soldiers. Soldiers would also oftentimes be required to wear wigs. Okay, let's go ahead and find... what is this? Wait, Fainwell Hall. I think I just pronounced it wrong. The name of this building is Faneuil or Faneuil Hall. Okay, I'm gonna do my best not to just read these out to you guys. So let's keep exploring. What is this though? Who's this? Central Boston Letters. Oh, it wants me to deliver. I'm not delivering letters. I'm not doing that.
Damn sprigs. This accursed city will be the death of me.
You seem troubled, friend.
That's because I am. Greatly so, in fact.
Look,
what's happening?
Benjamin Franklin looks a little old, actually, for this point.
Vulcan file. Though I've
I mean, he should be early middle age around now, so I guess that's fair, but he looks like a little older than that.
This is no ordinary book. It's an almanac.
Poor Richard's Almanac. Okay.
Benjamin Franklin, pleased to meet you.
Hatham Kenway.
You must be new to Boston.
Why do you say that?
You're still possessed of virtue. To stop and help an old lout like myself. I don't mean to impose, but you seem a spry fellow. Should you happen to find my missing pages...
Oh gosh, I hate these fetch
reward
quests.
You.
Look, I'm not sure if I've...
It's all right. If you have the time, hurrah. If not, no harm done. The thing is useless in its current state anyway. But should you somehow manage to restore it, you'll find me inside that general store over there.
So Franklin was a printer and publisher. He did publish an almanac called Poor Richard's Almanac. He also published like witticisms and other kind of like commentaries under the pseudonym Poor Richard. He was very active in Philadelphia. Actually, this is a good, interesting question. I actually don't know why he's here in Boston. I always was under the assumption that Poor Richard was always that Franklin was always acting out of Philadelphia. So I'm actually quite curious why he's here in Boston. I don't know enough about my Ben Franklin biography to know if he was here at this time, but he was also active in around this time writing creating the that famous join or die flag. You know, you've probably seen it with the snake cut up into different sections, each one named after a colony with the phrase join or die. So people associate that with the Revolution. It actually was produced around this time during the 7 Years' War, basically saying the colonies need to come together to fight the French. But Benjamin Franklin actually created the most famous iteration of it. Okay, am I supposed to buy something here? Okay, I think I am, because it's all... Well, a normal sword. Sure, I'll take a normal sword. I love that they call it normal sword. Not like cutlass or anything, just normal. What do they call the firearms? Okay, flintlock pistol. That's very funny to me. There's a lot of flintlock pistols at the time. This looks to be... This looks to be a bit more rudimentary, but it seems to be the basic design of a Queen Anne's pistol. They are... what does it say? Because of the time it takes to reload after every stroke, many people carry 2 or more. That's true. Try crafting a pistol sheath with 2 holsters to add and carry a second pistol. It is very true that if you had the money, you could carry multiple pistols, because reloading these things takes forever. The difficulty is that normally it's not really worthwhile to make multiple pistols. Additionally, there aren't that many pistols in the colonies, actually. There are a lot of guns. The colonies are actually, like most men and most women, actually, well, most men for sure, white men specifically, and then most, or a good number of white women owned firearms of some kind. Those were almost always muskets used for hunting or quote-unquote self-defense, and not self-defense in terms of people for home invasions, but more like, you know, mustering into the militia, etc., oftentimes to fight Native Americans. So they are... do I need to get anything else? So they are commonplace. Pistols are different, though, because pistols were seen as kind of, for lack of a better term, like engines of social chaos. Like, a pistol is used to basically kill people individually, right? And so a lot of the colonial governments would place restrictions on them where you could carry those pistols, for instance. But, all right, I need to get attach the blade. Select the flintlock pistol. Okay. Wait, what? Oh, horse whistle. Okay, I guess I have a horse whistle to summon a horse. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. So, I have a pistol, I have a sword. So what's interesting about those Queen Anne pistols, they were often rifled, meaning the barrel was like grooved. So they're actually more accurate than people give them credit for. A lot of people think flintlock weapons aren't very accurate, but this is my soapbox. They're far more accurate than you think.
But the rooms are spacious and they do not pry.
Have you been told why it is I've come to Boston?
No. Master Birch said I should know only as much as you saw fit to share. He sent me a list of names and bade me ensure you could find them.
And have you had any luck with that?
Aye. William Johnson waits for us at the...
I remember Charles Lee being the villain of the story to a certain extent.
He saw the order's mark and did not hesitate to come.
Charles Lee, I don't know much. He was one of the founders.
I should like nothing more, sir.
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh, why are there so many people? The pigs being in the middle of the road. This would have been actually fairly accurate. People would just basically have their livestock, horses, dogs, pigs, cattle, just marched through the city streets. The city streets were filthy. They would be covered in dung. I was recently watching the John Adams TV show and shocked at how clean they made the streets. The streets were filthy in every single colonial town. Disease was rampant. They were truly, truly terrible. No sewer systems to speak of, really. So again, animal filth was everywhere. Let's see.
You lying, cheating, no good son of a bitch.
Perhaps we've come at a bad time.
Oh, don't be foolish, dearies. Please, sit. Fancy something to eat? A drink, perhaps? Or is it a bed you require?
We've already let rooms here.
Oh, yes. Of course. Masters Lee and Kenway, was it? I'll have your bags brought up.
So Irish workers would have been relatively common in Boston this time. Not nearly as much as in the 19th century, but they are present here. It's been interesting actually seeing how homogenous, like the same, a lot of the people are here. Almost everyone I've seen so far has been white. Boston would have had a pretty active, like, or pretty noticeable indigenous community as well, like people who had been quote unquote assimilated. Earlier on, they would have been called praying Indians. You would have seen them present in these colonies to a certain extent. I think at this point they probably would have at least been around like 5% of the population, maybe. Additionally, there would have been a number of Black Americans or enslaved people at this time. New England was on its way to ending slavery. We're going to see that after the Revolution. They are one of the first colonies to, in their constitution, end slavery. But slavery had been commonplace here for a century. 2% of the population in the colonial period was enslaved. So there would have been Black Americans all across New England. Not as many as white people, but there would have been many present.
I'm told you're putting together an expedition.
We believe there's a precursor site in the region. I require your knowledge of the land and its people to find it.
Sadly, my research has been stolen. Without it, I'm of no use to you.
Always some kind of
Then we'll find it.
fetch quest.
Do you have any leads?
My associate, Thomas Hickey, has been making the rounds.
William Johnson's a historical character. I know the name. I don't remember anything about him, if I'm being honest with you.
Speed things up.
We've heard rumors of bandits operating from a compound southwest of here. You'll likely find him there.
Charles?
Sir.
We'd best be off.
Of course.
Okay. Follow Charles Lee. Wait, Thomas Hickey. See, here's the thing about these. This is the problem with a lot of these bios in this game. I read this about Thomas Hickey, and the name sounds kind of familiar. But like, I don't know if this is a character for the game or a historic character, because there isn't this kind of like, everything's quote unquote diegetic, right? Everything's like in the world or like of the animus or what have you. So the problem with that is that I'm always like unsure as to what I'm being told. Is it history? Like, is it fact? Or is it like what the game is using to piece their narrative? Because you'll have those bios right next to characters like Hatham or Connor, who we'll play as later, or other, NPCs for the game. So it can be confusing. It's kind of an impediment to the history that they're trying to showcase here, which is kind of funny. What are they growing over here? I don't know, actually. The bamboo weirdly almost looks like sugar, but it wouldn't be sugar. That'd be impossible to grow here. It's New England. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a botanist, unfortunately. Okay, Johnson's errand. Let's do it.
Thomas Hickey?
Who's asking?
I love that every time someone asks, who are you? They're like, who's asking? I'm like, oh my gosh.
Respect, boy. Peace, Charles. William Johnson sent us in the hopes we might expedite your search.
Don't need no expediting. Don't need none of your fancy London speaking either. I found the men that done the theft.
Then why are you just lazing around?
Figuring out how to deal with those varlets.
I have an idea.
Well, let's hear it.
I'll kill the lookout, take up a position behind the guards. You two approach from the front. When I open fire on the group, you charge in. We'll have the element of surprise on our side. Half will fall before they've even realized what's happened.
So I guess we're trying to get this like thing that was stolen from excuse me. So I guess these are it says they're mercenaries? That's odd. I don't understand what we're doing here.
Take the first shot.
Okay, so now he's reloading. Okay, he's supposed to be using the ramrod. That's very quick for a reload of a flintlock pistol. Arguably far too quick. Again, a lot of these barrels were rifled, which means that it's actually very difficult to reload them. It takes a lot of times. The powder will sometimes gunk up. It is quite difficult. Okay, so it wants me to pick up a musket. Yeah. I don't understand what the mercenary. I don't who hired. There wouldn't just be mercenaries in a British colony like this. This is wild. Shoot a guard at the fort's entrance. Okay. Oh, I need to kill one of these guys. Okay. So let's do that one. Okay, right. Let's see how quickly he can reload. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. No, that's incredibly fast. That's faster than you could possibly do it, and with a bayonet on. That's like twice as fast as the best soldier could ever reload a bayonet. Okay, so I guess I need to hide? Or, oh no, he found me. Okay, I'm just gonna... Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, so literally what's happening here, right now we have killed an unreasonable amount of people. So we've killed half a dozen people. British soldiers would be everywhere. No matter who they are, even if they're these mercenaries, like... Also, the mercenaries have a fort in Boston?
Blow the door with those. Go on, shoot them.
Like, I want to be clear, mercenaries exist in this time. I mean, during the Revolutionary War, the British Army is supported by Hessian mercenaries, but like 1,500, or something like 1,500 to several thousand of them. But like, these dudes just seem to be like British mercenaries. I don't understand what this is. This is very strange. Oh, this guy's trying to kill me then. Wow, this is incredibly... Yeah. Like, the Boston Massacre, which is this huge event, right? And of course, there's a lot of political implications for us. That's partly why it gets such attention. Kills, I think, 5 people. And again, it's called a massacre. This would be news everywhere. We would have, like...
Lay down your weapons, and I'll consider letting you live.
Why would you...
I make
Okay.
you the same offer.
All right.
We've no quarrel. I only wish to return
Again, this dude, Hatham's just killed like a dozen dudes.
Nothing
Like, this is...
rightful about Mr. Johnson.
I won't ask again.
Man, the graphics are rough. Okay, so is there a duel? Is that what's happening? Okay, so I can just tap it and then... Oh, I need to actually draw my sword. Oh gosh, okay. Ooh, boy. All right.
Your kind has no need for books and maps. Who put you up to this?
You're kind. What does
Never
that
seen
mean?
a person. It's always been
Is it because he's a
dead cops and
mercenary?
lads, but they always pay, so we do the jobs.
Well, those days are done. Tell your masters I said as much.
Who should I say you are?
You don't. They'll know.
That's a cool line, but also how would he? How would they?
This one's got some
know?
shot on him. You might want to be grabbing it on account of your pistol being parched.
Okay. Oh, so I searched the body. Okay.
Back to the Green Dragon then. I need a drink.
Oh, it's a escort quest. That's gonna be frustrating.
Careful, gents. We've company.
Don't let go of the chest,
Okay.
Charles. We'll take care of this rebel.
So these guys ran out and like didn't fire their weapons, but now we're charging with bayonets. I don't know why they didn't fire first. You normally only use the bayonet after you fired, and you don't have time to reload. I don't know why they weren't just shooting us.
Them bodies is sure to have loot on them. Would be a shame to let it all go to waste.
Are you mad? In case you've forgotten, we're in the midst of something.
Aw, why's you always got to go and spoil the sport?
It's like a little gremlin guy we found. It's kind of hilarious. This looks like maybe corn they're growing, I guess, but it doesn't quite look like it. The stalks are high enough, but I know I'm obsessing about the plants. It's probably the most boring aspect of what's going on here, but still, I'm curious about it. Okay. What? Oh, don't reload. Don't reload. Yeah, why aren't they shooting when they run out of the bushes? They just, like, charge in with their bayonets, which is, like, the least effective way to use their muskets. Okay. All right, these guys are going to try to shoot us. Here we go. I'll hide in the bushes here. Okay. So that guy got shot, but apparently lived. Let's see if I can do an assassination here. Okay, gonna reload here. Again, way too fast. Can I take his... Is his musket even loaded? It looks to be loaded. Okay. Alright, alright, alright. Here we go. Oh gosh. Ow. Okay. No, don't drop it. Drop it. That's a very interesting way to use a musket. Wow. Okay. Alright, let's see how fast he can reload. He's not using the ramrod, really, which is very odd to me. Like, he's supposed to be, but it's not actually coming out. Can I... Why can't I drop the... Okay, well... This guy's gonna shoot me. Okay. Ouch. Alright. See if I can... Ooh, boy.
That seems to be the last of them.
Get some ammo here. Or, I guess, money. Alright.
Oi! Mr. Johnson's gonna need to double my pay after all this if he expects me to...
Now my guy's glitching through, so... Okay, alright, there we go. That's the end of the mission. Fetch quest done.
There you are.
My thanks, Master Kenway. Now, tell me what it is you need.
The images on this amulet, are they familiar to you? Perhaps one of the tribes has shown you something similar.
It appears Kanyan Gahaga in origin.
Can you trace it to a specific location? I need to know where it came from.
With my research returned, perhaps. Let me see what I can do. Thomas.
What?
Rent yourself a room. And a bath as well. I suspect we'll be here for a while.
Okay, so now we have the artifact to go find the next thing. And I think that will be a good stopping point for this episode. Thank you all for this first episode of History Reacts, or Historian Reacts. We'll start off next time when continue on with Hate Them. I believe we see George Washington here in the next episode or two, so that should be fun. All right. Thank you all very much.